Microsoft Whiteboard is a great app for collaborative whiteboarding. It works across a variety of platforms and devices. It can also be accessed through a web browser. The whiteboard is an infinite canvas. It helps to add a template for each group to do their whiteboarding in. I learned this from my mom a long time ago. Templates help students make amazing work. You should see some of the awesome projects my mom has in her classroom. In this video, we're going to use the exploding can demo as an example. If you're not familiar with the exploding can, it's a great first day of chemistry demo. You have this can. There's fire. There's a little blue flame. And after a while, boom. So that's fun. You can build your templates on any app that has some basic images and text boxes. Then copy and paste into the whiteboard. You can also insert documents, so we can insert the slide that we want directly. And then we can copy and paste to get all our groups set up and labeled. Now, I highly recommend that you lock down the templates to the background. If you've ever tried to draw or work on top of an image, you know that it's really easy to mess up and move the image that was supposed to be in the background. Locking prevents that problem. Now, in an ideal case, we would have students freehand drawing directly on the template. This is what most closely resembles the whiteboards that we might use in our classroom. But we want this to be accessible to everyone, including students who might only have a mouse or a touchpad. This is where the warehouse comes in. I learned this at a virtual modeling workshop, so thank you to Erica and Ryan. The warehouse is a place where students can access some stock images to facilitate their drawing process. So you can add some shapes or images that you expect that they might want to use on their whiteboard during that session. You don't have to use PowerPoint. Google Slides or any program with simple shapes will do. Then students can copy and paste from their warehouse and adjust size as needed. They can also add images or clip art from the internet. You see here a student might use a cylinder, add some particles, find some fire. You can also draw with a mouse. But as you can see, it can be a little tricky. The secret is to turn off the active pen setting. Once you do that, then you can use your mouse to do some freehand drawings. Students can also draw on paper and transfer their diagrams into the whiteboards using pictures. You can insert a picture from a file or take one with a built-in camera. Like I said earlier, Microsoft Whiteboard also has an iOS app. You can see how I access the whiteboard through the app on my iPhone. Students could also use an iPad and use their phone camera to take a picture of any hand-drawn diagrams and insert them as we saw before. Students can also use their touchscreen on their phone or iPad to draw. The collaborative component can be a little laggy. Here the lag happens because my husband was also streaming his movie yesterday. Bandwidth issues are going to happen, they're going to come up, but you'll see that the whiteboard updates eventually. When I had really good connection, the updates happened almost instantly. There's one last option, and that's to use the web browser. The whiteboard here is pretty stripped down, but if all you need is to draw with a mouse, freehand draw with a mouse, it works really well. You can, like I said, you can draw either with the mouse or with touch if that's available to you. So these are some different ways you may imagine students collaborating on a Microsoft Whiteboard. It works really well to have a list of who's working in one group. If you're doing this asynchronously, students can load the whiteboard and see right away which group they're working with. Here I'm taking a screenshot of some sample groups that I can paste into the whiteboard. This also helps you figure out who is working on which board when you're discussing them later on. If you're working on Zoom or Teams and you're using breakout rooms to collaborate on your whiteboard, then you can take a screenshot of the participants in the room and paste it right here. To share the whiteboard next, you have a few options. Go to the Share menu. You can add emails or look for people that are working in your organization if you're set up that way. You can also share a link, or you can insert the whiteboard into OneNote if you're using Class Notebook, or you can use Microsoft Teams. Here you see what happens when I add to Teams. Students can click on the link, or they can copy and paste it. You see it gives them the option to open on the app or go to the browser. One last thing we want to do after we've drawn our whiteboards and we've discussed them as a class is to save the whole whiteboard as an image. You can post this image somewhere for your class to look back on. A couple final things. You can give this whiteboard a name. I would recommend having one for each of your classes. When it's time to work collaboratively, everyone will know exactly where to go. Since you saved a picture of your last whiteboarding session, you can clear the canvas, and then you can start fresh with a brand new template. I hope that was helpful. Please like, share, and post any questions or suggestions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.